What is up? This is Raktar. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Paper Mario. In the last episode, I got through a bunch of this mansion, which belongs to Tubba Blubba, or as I like to call him, Tubba Blubba. Anyhoozle, in today's episode, I will be getting through the rest of the mansion, and I will be defeating a boss. Now, usually, you'll notice that I'm very unsure of what I'm doing in the rest of the episode because this is a blind playthrough. It's not like my Legend of Zelda LP where I pretty much knew exactly what was going on. The reason for this is because, it's pretty much a staple of all my series now because I've done it once in each series, and hopefully I don't do it again in this series. I messed up on my audio recording. I actually, I'm doing a post-recording right now while I'm watching this episode. What I did was, same thing I did in my Zelda project, where I had been working on some other audio-related projects that involved different recording devices, and I'd switched everything around, and then when I got back into it, I turned on the recording, but I forgot to switch devices around. So yeah, this episode's gonna have a lot of cutting, because I decided as I was post-editing, talking over fights that I've already done without, while they're not live is kind of it's kind of tough. I've got nothing to say, stuff like that. So I decided to cut out every time I fight an enemy that I've already shown a fight for of that same enemy, I decided just to cut it out. And yeah, right there, I jumped down, get the star piece, and then I cut back up, so I just cut through all the running, basically, back into this room. This room I'm going to do a really quick cut, because I had to kind of figure out what to do. And yeah, it turns out you just pull that drawer out to make a little step, fail at jumping up the stairs, which is what I do right there, and then I'm going to fail at walking off this ledge because my controller's going to screw me over while I'm trying to get, see, I keep on trying to reset myself, and then I accidentally hit Parakarry. That time, the reason I hit Parakarry's ability was because I thought Mario was going to keep walking, but then it turned out the time he finally stopped when I actually wanted him to, he kept going. But in this room, I'm going to get the extra secret. The item coming up is Mega Push. I think it's called Mega Push Badge. Or Mega Rush. R's and P's are the same thing. R is just a P with a dick. Duh. So yeah, anyway, I get the Mega Rush Badge right there, and I didn't really show a lot of time on screen for what the Mega Rush Badge does. Basically, when Mario is in peril, the Mega Rush Badge will increase his attack by 4, so it'll give him a pretty beefy attack. So if it's an enemy that you've already used, like Goombario's Tattle, and you already know how much life the enemy has, I'd say in that case it's a pretty good ability to use because, you could get to that point, you're in peril, if you know you're going to kill the enemy on the next hit, it's probably a good time to, if you've got the Mega Rush Badge on, that's nice, but it only takes 1 badge point too, so I guess if I've got some extra badge points on, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, it's kind of a risky move though, because you're only in peril when you have, basically you're only in peril when you have 1 hit point left, so it is kind of a risky move to try and predict that, and so that's why I was saying it really only works if you have Goombario, or you're against an enemy that you're used to, you've already fought some of them, so you know how much they have. So yeah, right here, obviously, there's Tubba Blubba. He's apparently, at this point in the game, as far as we know, invincible, so you just sneak past him, it's no biggie, and you gotta go get a key. And I kinda in this room I was like, what the fudge, there's a lot of dudes in here. I actually do get in a couple of the fights before I wise up, but yeah, there's one of the places I cut out the fight because I realized that realistically, showing the fights is, post-commentating over RPG-like fights is really a bad idea, but I'm actually thinking about in the future, and please leave a comment if you have an opinion on this, I'm thinking in the future about maybe cutting out all non-important fights. Any fight that I've already shown the strategy for the enemy, or I've basically that I've already shown a video of me beating that enemy, I think I might just cut those fights out, because in an RPG, if you don't have any new moves to show off, and you don't have any fighting to show off or whatever, realistically, it's better to just cut out those fights because they're just not interesting, and I realize that This is kind of like growing as an LPer, I guess. because I realized as I was going through and editing and rewatching those fights and thinking about commentating over them, I was like, wow, there's really no reason to commentate. Like, it's just boring to watch fights that happen over and over again. So, I do believe from now on, whatever you saw in the last video, maybe the last, just randomly commentated over fights that I ever show. I'll always, basically what I'll do is, I'll try and always show the first time I fight an enemy, or I'll try and always show moves that the enemy can do to me, just to kind of demonstrate what everything does. But after that, I'll just cut the stuff out. And yeah, so Tubba Blubba is pointing out how stupid he is. Obviously, he's a dumbass. We already knew that. I mean, and you know that kind of that little patch on his chest is kind of it's kind of foreshadowing. But we'll leave that alone. And you know what is weird is they're kind of hiding behind the bed. I feel like Mario has an ability, or Lil Bow Wow has an ability that can help him with that, and he just doesn't use it right there. So yeah, like you just saw a few seconds ago, this, oh no, the key is going to wake him up, so yeah. Oh gosh, this key, pissed me off so much, because like, it's like a little mobster fucking squeals on you. Johnny spills it all over here, fucking hate this guy. But yeah, anyway, it turns out that whatever secret we need to find, maybe, yeah, is inside the mill that I passed, which I did. I called that, but it wasn't a very, like, hard call to make. I mean, Nintendo games don't exactly have the most intricate plot lines, but I did call when I was walking past that windmill. I was like, I bet this is where we're gonna fight some Tubba Blubba shit, or I don't know what I said, but I said something to that effect. But yeah, now basically what you're gonna want to do here is you just kind of run constantly. Like, it's pretty much just a dash out of his castle, and he'll destroy the castle as you go out, which I think I might, in another episode, I might come back and kind of check out what's in the destroyed castle, or if there's anything in the destroyed castle. I mean, there was a star piece that I think I missed and I couldn't figure out how to get, so maybe I'll come back and see if maybe that star piece doesn't have something to do with coming back to the destroyed castle. But yeah, basically, this is pretty much just jetting out of the path of Tubba Blubba. And, oh man. So yeah, they get rid of all the enemies, so you don't have to worry about enemies or anything while you're here. You really only have to worry about just running away. And I'm not 100% sure, like, you'll see him on the stairs as you come down here. I'm not 100% sure if he is able to catch you. I mean, I guess I could have waited and demonstrated, but I'm pretty sure, like, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch you here, so I just figured I would just run for it. And yeah, it looks like, see, you can go over to the other part of the castle, and maybe that star piece would be available to me if I come back. And yeah, we get a little scene here. All the boos from town have come to help out, because they love Lil Bow Wow. I was about to say Lady Bow, but I was like, nah, it ain't Lady Bow. Or it could be Lady Bow Wow. No, it's Lil Bow Wow. By the way, you know, I keep on forgetting to look up, whether Lil Bow Wow got a new rapper name. Maybe it was like just Bow Wow, or maybe it was like Snoop Dogg's nephew Wow or something. That is who that is, right? It's not Snoop Dogg's son. I don't know. That has nothing to do with the game right here. So anyway, yeah, these guys are willing to lay down their lives for a human, even though they're ghosts. But yeah. So right here, I was like, I'm just gonna cut because, okay, so here's what happens. He says this. He'll actually say this twice, like, if you keep on running, but I just cut. Oh, and then right here I was hitting, I hit those ghosts because I pointed out that those ghosts were fucking lazy. They did not come and help. Like, and I left that in to show in my original commentary. I was like, look at these lazy-ass ghosts. And what's really funny is, and here's another reason I think it might be good to cut the combat out. So, at this point, before, I was already well into the second episode. I was able to cut 2 15-minute episodes down to 1 episode by cutting out all the fights. And I know that, like, I don't know if more is better or less is better, but I honestly feel like in terms of just like keeping interesting content, I'm still gonna stick to the live commentary because I think I do like the concept of me being a dumbass. But definitely I could just cut out a lot of stuff. Oh, and this is a fight that I should have left in actually. I used a pretty good strategy for fighting those guys, and that's why I do think one of the reasons I do like showing the fights is when I have cool strategies. So maybe if I'm in a fight and I think of like a good strategy while I'm doing it, I'll be like, we're doing this fight. But yeah, that thing, at first I was like, that's a fucking cherry, but it's like, it looks like more like a heart. And he is wondering what the hell we're doing here. But yeah, this heart is the secret of the strength of Tubba Blubba, because apparently, don't try this at home, kids, but if you rip out your heart and leave it somewhere, you're invincible. Or, well, I mean, like, that's what Bowser did to Tubba Blubba. But yeah, so rip out a guy's heart and leave it somewhere. And that'll be pretty much... Oh, yeah. So the reason the music just skipped right there is because this fight goes on really long. And I was like, if I'm going to re-commentate over this fight, I'm just going to speed it up to double, but that sped up the music to double because I don't know how to unlink the music in Fraps. So what I did instead was I just went and downloaded this song and just put it in. So yeah, he uses this move. Basically, here's a mistake that I actually did make before I decided to do this fight at double and then I reloaded. So if you try to attack with Mario, when he charges up, the reason I switch out to Lil Bow Wow is because if you try to attack with Mario, he will do the move to you. So really, what you have to do if you don't want to take damage, because it does 12 damage, like it is a very highly damaging move. So what you need to do is make sure that right when you see him charge up, don't attack with Mario. Make sure you switch to Lil Bow Wow and use out of sight. I was gonna say out of sight, but I'm trying to say it like as though Lil Bow Wow were a rapper. Out of sight. Get yourself out of sight. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, see, I did it again. I switch over to out of sight. I realize that I'm doing pretty crappy in this fight, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use, yep, refresh right there. And you probably noticed towards the beginning of the fight I was effing up on a bunch of the power jumps. The power jump, power bounce is what it's called. I started using normal bounce because I was doing less damage because I'm doing the power bounce wrong. I'm just going to have to, it's one of those things, I'll just have to work on the timing a little bit more. I might even do it off screen just so I can be a Pokemon master. Like, you know, I'd rather do things right when I'm on screen than do things wrong when I'm on screen. But yeah, anyways, as long as you pretty much like stick to the out of sight, don't let your health get too low, obviously. I'm sure that you can get an action command dodge on that move that does 6 damage, and it probably cuts it in half to like 3. But during this fight, I just couldn't do it. I failed miserably, so you'll see I actually heal again. And then I think I even used a healing item at some point. Like, I mean, I rather would have just gotten the dodges off, but I have, yeah, right there. I'm gonna refresh again. So yeah, I missed on the dodges, but you know, whatever. As long as you keep your life up and have enough coin to buy more healing items, does it really matter? I think not. But yeah, anyway, I noticed I was down to 6, so if he didn't use his power-up move again and I missed the dodge again, I would still die no matter what. And yerp. There it is. He goes down, and obviously I switch back to normal speed. It takes away the music. So basically you just chase him out of here at this point. Like, he is running for something, and they make it unclear. I mean, I already know what he's running for. Basically, he's going to run and try and recombine with Tubba Blubba because he needs protection. This heart is starting to see that his undodgeable move is pretty fucking dodgeable. So yeah, he jumps right out of here, and we meet up with Tubba Blubba again once we get outside this door. Tubba Blubba is like, oh, I'm so fucking dumb, and he doesn't even know that we've kicked his heart's ass. And this is where this episode comes to an end. In the next episode, I'll just finish up the fight with Tubba Blubba, and we will continue along our adventure. This has been Raktar. Thank you for watching.